Dear reader, dear listener, I'm going to start out by being tremendously polite and thanking you so very much for at least beginning to listen to this video and watch it. Thank you. You are my favorite person. Thanks. But I need to confess something. I need to clear my conscience, bare my soul, and admit to you and to everybody who watches this, probably millions of people, more than likely, perhaps even thousands or hundreds, that I am selling out already. I just got my degree a couple of months ago. My parents bought it for me, and I thank them very much. Thanks, Mom and Dad. And I got just about the right GPA, and I struggled through all of those horrendous math and environmental courses that had nothing to do with my degree, and I got a writing degree, so I'm a writer now, right? And I've developed, mostly on my own and through my friends, a specific voice, a style that's uniquely mine, a style that a lot of my professors had an issue with because sometimes my sentences would be long, or I would make up words, or things would happen that don't happen in reality, or it was too creative or experimental. Didn't match up to their rules, but you know what? I love it. But unfortunately, I also love winning and showing off, and I want to be the first place winner in a short story fiction contest. So I researched how to become number one, and in order to do this, I looked up some first place winners in short story contests to see what makes these stories so wonderful, so provocative, so inspirational, so sensational. One of the first short stories I found was the first place winner in the 2012 Million Writers Award. Sounds like a big deal, right? Millions is a big number. And it has something to do with Carve magazine. That's where I found it. I guess there's different sections. For some reason, this is under the Esoteric Award, even though I thought that it was the Million Writers Award, and I'm sure they have something to do with each other, but honestly, I'm not in the mood for looking up the connection. And then the subcategory of this is LGBT, so lesbian, gay, bi, transgender. And I didn't realize this at first. I thought that this lovely border here was just representing peace and diversity or the color spectrum. I'm not trying to pick on anybody or degrade anybody. Nothing like that. Absolutely nothing like that. Oh my goodness, please don't even think that. I will cry for the rest of my life. Anyways, this short story is called Chlorine Mermaid, and the author is Rachel something. I don't want to say it because I'm going to mispronounce it, and nobody likes their name mispronounced. I guess Rachel is a queer femme fiction writer and PhD student in the doctoral program in creative writing at the University of Cincinnati, where blah blah words, fairy tales. No type of story has inspired me more than fairy tales. I love how they are ageless and timeless. Little kids love them, adults love them, grandparents love reading them to their children. They can be interpreted in so many different ways, but there's usually this one undeniable interpretation that everybody can believe in and agree on. How they teach such a valuable lesson and how they can stick with you for your entire life. I mean, I know I've never gone off and eaten somebody's house in the middle of the woods because I was afraid of being cooked in an oven. See? Perfect example right there. Now I want to make myself very clear. I am not doing this to shame anybody. I am a very kind person, and I know that writers need to stick together, and I know how difficult it is to be a writer. I've been rejected plenty of times. I've had my work that I've worked for a long time on, absolutely teared apart by people I hardly knew. I know how it feels. I do not mean this as a personal jab against you, but let's face it. Writers critique each other's works. Critics critique work. Everybody critiques your work. If it's on the internet, it's going to be critiqued. And again, I'm not trying to be hostile or aggressive or cruel. I am just trying to rock it old school, where writers would publish their works and respond to one another. I am extremely passionate about writing, and I'm still trying to figure all of this out. So if I'm missing something here, and this is actually a really, really, really well-written story, please explain to me why you think it is. Please prove it to me. And I know that everybody has their individual style, and I am allowing for open communication. I'm trying to be understanding, and I hope that you can be understanding towards me as well. And now I shall begin my dramatic reading and critique of this first place winning short story. I walked midnight streets with Rose. Hand in hand, we ambled down the wet alleys, rain dripping from the rooftops. She moved her hand to my ass, over the back pocket of my short denim skirt. This way, baby doll, she said, guiding me to a brick wall. Baby. She pinned me, leg pressing into my center. My back soaked up with rainwater, period, baby doll, period. That first sentence is not bad at all, but then we move to the word ass, and that's kind of out of character. That doesn't really set the scene for the whole story. There isn't much swearing until a couple of parts down at the very end. But when it comes to the word ass, it is found in the word sunglasses a lot, you will find. I'm kind of confused by leg pressing into my center. Is that like into my belly button? Like, because my torso is the center of my body, so that just seems kind of awkward. I'm not really sure what's going on there. And then we have the first of many page breaks. Then the sun shone brightly on Provincetown. It was late August. I was here to celebrate my 13th birthday with my childhood friend, Lottie. I'd arrived the day before and spent the night with the baby dyke who was sitting at the bar next to me. Already I am so confused. So this person is thinking back to when they were 13 years old. Would you be calling people baby dykes? Are you the baby dyke? No. The baby dyke is sitting next to you. I really need baby dyke to be clarified to me, please. With the baby dyke who was sitting at the bar next to me. Now I was hung over and my head ached. At 13? What? I don't get it. Do you mean now, like you just switched back over to modern times? You were here to celebrate your 13th birthday. Now I was hung over and my head ached. Too lazy to go back to the B&B to change clothes, I surveyed the busy scene on Commercial Street from the bench where I sat. Are you in the bar, or are you on a bench? Because you said that you were sitting at a bar, but now you're on a bench. Large rainbow flags were blowing triumphantly in the breeze. Cars were inching along through the herd of pedestrians and cyclists. Original. Everything and everyone looked scrubbed and shiny, tan, bare-chested men, women in sunscreen and sun hats, glimmery black fabric on tight cyclist outfits, and glinting storefront windows. There were more lesbians, and straight people, with babies that I remembered from years past. Does this baby know the baby dyke? The strollers practically formed their own parade. So we have a herd and then we have a parade. Across the street, beyond the storefronts, the blue water sparkled in the sun.